and distributes CDs at a cheaper price, which is like 10% cheaper or 10% lower than other regional companies like Reduals and VP and commercial distributors. For customers who are willing to trade for 10%, and for Zouk, Bouillon, which is kind of unique and is the influence of all of the music from the region. And they will get high quality Bouillon and Zouk from Dominica. The price per unit will be $12, direct cost per unit is $8, the gross profit per unit is like, because we want to sell like 500,000 per year, and we'll have a 30% of like $2 million per year. Clear business plan.
Bring that reality of Rosie back to Dominica, which is everyone getting back to Dominica. So we came up with affordable and available housing. What the product would have, what type of service? It would have modern housing, it would be new housing. The average cost of a unit would be $100,000. The funding would be developed in whether you're in Canada, New York, or Europe, and you'll be able to pay for your house whilst you're over here working, and it would be developed for you in Dominica. That means you'd have somewhere to go to when you leave or when you go on vacation. And it also could be rented out, or you could do a time-sharing program. The market, competitors would be local and foreign market, and customers would be, like I mentioned, United States, Canada, and European market. It would be a way of getting retired Dominicans to Dominica, and other retired professionals who are friends of yours who want to stay with you and be the same company with you to get back to Dominica. Thank you very much.
Also on the housing initiative, we hope to build up on what exists already. And it was nice knowing that somebody else was thinking of affordable housing. We have something started, and then we could also be developing by maximizing the use of building materials and labor to make housing affordable, not only for people in the diaspora, but also for Dominicans at home. So,
any other groups? Are we missing anyone? Okay, come quickly, please. Okay, let's come quickly, please.
This is good.
We are offering a beautiful, unique, and natural environment to select tourists that permits hiking, exploring in the only World Heritage Site in the Eastern Caribbean, as well as pristine diving and a chance to interact with the last remaining settlement of indigenous people, the Caribbean Indians, at a price that is competitive with our primary and secondary competition for customers who are willing to trade off a false and quote-unquote sense of luxury, casinos, and mass tourism to get peace, tranquility, safety, and rejuvenation. We are offering persons a chance to visit one of the most authentic destinations in the Caribbean.
Because I'm a physician, we have a different angle to what the gentlemen and ladies seem to. We are selling an eco-health spa with a different angle, as I mentioned before. We are catering towards the upper, perhaps middle upper class Americans with stressful lifestyle. Those of you who are in that generic name for a business would be EcoHealth Spa, using Dominica's natural resources. We hope to increase employment in Dominica as well as earn foreign exchange at a price that is lower to the US health spas, and there are quite a few health spas in the US. We offer this to consumers who are willing to trade us off a stressful life in the US for a holistic health environment in our nature island. We offer a sense of well-being, longevity, and relaxation. So what does our business plan look like? And bear with me one moment. What are we going to sell? First of all, we're going to sell longevity. We have the oldest living person in the world. No, sorry. We have the two oldest living persons in the world. And that is a tremendous marketing tool. We have not used it to our advantage, and we can. We have two ladies in Granville who have lived the longest in the world. We're going to sell that. We are offering as well sulfur springs. We are offering mud baths. Yes, mud makes money, believe me, it does. We are offering our climate in a package. You can go for nature walks. In addition to nature walks, you can go to Boiling Lake if you dare get there, as well as go to watch any of our, you can do some scuba diving, you can go whale watching, and then we'll end it all with some massages. And of course, the people want to get their nails done and their face done, etc. We'll all add everything to it. We are going to target that population of the US that's looking for health. They want improved sense of well-being because of stressful life here, and we believe that we can put this in a package and sell it. So how would we get all this distributed? We would link up with US health clinics. Now there are many clinics in the US that see cancer patients. Well, we'll leave HIV out of it for the time being, but cancer patients, and these cancer patients who may have a certain amount of lifespan left may want to get just some relaxation, some improvement in their well-being by coming to Dominica. We'll target this program. So it will be a really link between our this Dominican structure and health facilities, health clinics here in the US. It'll also spread by word of mouth. We'll rely on you, our Dominicans, to spread that message out. Certainly we shall use the airlines and market for free airlines. Websites. We have some Dominicans who are very good, and there are a lot of websites out there which are able to put that. We shall also use TV ads as well as vacation magazines and health magazines that are available out there. So there are a number of ways by which you can get this distributed. The members of my group decided that we should use 5 different units. You could put this, you could take all of it in the package or just take 1 or 2 things out of it. And the price may vary from $1,000 a week to $5,000 a week, depending on what exactly you're looking at. They're looking at when things get going, when rich are warm. Payday, we're looking at perhaps 50 persons a day, with 10 persons per unit per day in Dominica. That would be a lot of revenue to little Dominica. Thank you very much.
Okay, we have 2 more groups to wrap up, and then Dr. Fountain will be coming to wrap the whole session up, okay? So,
I'm sorry that we forgot to present our business model. What we're selling vacation packages to Dominica, and who we're going to distribute it to or through, we're going to distribute through the Dominican community here in North America, who in turn is going to work with the tourist office so that they in turn can sell to specific select tourists that they are in community contact with on a daily basis. We're going to sell 4, 5, and 6 night packages that will be developed in cooperation with the Hotel and Tourism Association in Dominica. We hope to sell 800 to 1,000 of these packages, 2 persons per package, at a cost of about $1,200 US per package, a direct cost of $900, gross profit per unit of $300, for a gross profit percentage of 25%.
Our proposal here is to intensify something that already exists, and it's marketing Dominican imagery. I took a look at Mr. Christian, and I saw he had a crest on his jacket. How many of us would like to wear that on our clothing? It's a matter of intensifying the marketing of these items. We look in encyclopedias and we see few images of Dominica. I've taken pictures of, Scott said, looking at the Atlantic Ocean, the Caribbean Sea. Now, how many people have seen that? Let's let the world see. What I'm saying is to market the image of Dominica. We have a lot of unique scenes in Dominica that we need to intensify the sale of those images. I've personally donated a painting to the National Gallery in Dominica. The painting hangs there. I am personally giving the museum the right to mass market the image. Postcards, posters, t-shirts. Tommy Hilfiger puts his name on a t-shirt and it sells. Put the image on a t-shirt. Put the image on a teacup. On the Jamaican flag sells as a head tie. Let's mass market those things. These things exist already. That is ready income. It's not difficult to do. It's simply producing those items in large numbers. I'm sure Dominican youth would wear Dominica flag as a head tie. It's being done already. Let's intensify it. Okay? The numbers can be astronomical. Revenue. A suggestion was to help sports. Okay? Local Dominican sports heroes. Not only can it benefit them personally, but it can benefit sports. Videotaping games, local games. There are many times I would love to see certain games that I enjoyed as a youth on videotape. We don't have it on videotape. Let's put it on videotape. It will help our sporting industry and it will individually help our sportsmen. The numbers can be astronomical. Thank you.
Okay, we have a few more groups and we want to give everyone an opportunity. Okay, we want to give everyone an opportunity, so let's come very quickly.
Okay, our project is low cost inbound outbound call center services to a global business and consumer on a 24-hour basis. If we know that, for example, what's happening now in the United States because of the high cost of labor, a lot of call centers are migrating from the United States into India as well as Philippines. The reason they're doing that is because the cost of labor is so high in the United States that you can get it much cheaper. You get labor in India for $1 an hour, $1 US per hour. And in the Philippines for roughly about $1.50. So the key for us is to be able to be competitive, not only necessarily with India, because we can compete here in Dominica with India, but to compete with similar call centers in the United States. And the fact that you offer 24/7 services, it means that we're like about 20% lower than what it's going to cost you in the United States. Secondly, the trade-off is that because most Dominicans speak a little accent different to North America, the trade-off is that the caller will be able to maybe suffer a little inconvenience by listening to someone from Dominica versus someone from, say, North America. But we feel that because of the benefit, number one, is a 24-hour service. They can call anytime at their leisure, as opposed to be fitted in a narrow window. We think that has to be a viable service. The model is, the business plan is that, quickly, as we said, what are we selling? Customer support services. The number of units is minutes per call. How we can distribute it via the internet, fax, telephone, which means that you can be able to communicate with the call center either by telephone or through the internet or even by fax. We figure we're going to sell for the first year about 5 million minutes, which will give us the cost per unit would be, price per unit would be $2 US. The direct cost would be $1 US. We're looking at the 100% gross profit. Okay, so we think it's a very viable product for Dominica. Number one, it could create employment. We're saying that through the service, by having that many million minutes per year, we can at least employ an average of 100 people over a 24-hour period and in the first year, and give you the ability to extend that if you go on a 24-hour basis to 300 people in 1 year.
Thank you.
up with so many, he's telling me 30 seconds or tell how quick this is. I mean, we came up with so many different ideas, we had to think of a way to sort of cut it down, break it up into 3 teams, and then, you know, use a big theme to which I would present the whole notion of, you know, what is a venture capitalist fund, which is what one of the ideas we had, and a development bank that actually funds the expansion of businesses and entrepreneurs. And from that concept, that theme, we came up with 2 and 3 different areas. One of them, of course, was the whole notion of the agribusiness concept. And I would beg to tell you guys when we're selling you the ideas that forever in our mind we think in the raw product, the raw product, the raw product. Dominica's too small to sustain that on that whole level. You see that with bananas, etc. And if you think about what Christian was saying earlier about Gerber and how much of this puree, banana puree, just one product, you know, that we use and how much money that brings in, then we said, and from that idea, we could create a whole agribusiness concept, which Danielle here is going to present in a 30-second slot also. And then the sustainable energy side, if we're thinking about the whole notion of how the rest of the world has destroyed itself on gasoline consumptions and, you know, and pollution and so forth, if we're going to push forward with the whole notion of wind power, water and rivers as much as we have and so forth, and solar power, then our sustainable energy side, I mean, we must find ways to get outside source and outside help, whether it's foundations and so forth already working, and that bring them together and says, well, this is one island that wants to do that. So quickly, we'll have Danielle just present a quick part on the agribusiness side, and then, Bernard is ready, he's going to do that part on the sustainable energy.
Well, that kind of leads into this. Really quickly, I know it's going long, so I don't want to take too much of your time. But essentially it's this. If we're going to have a sustainable country, if we're going to have a stable country, a secure country, think about it. Security is really essential to national security. And if you have to depend a small island like ours on foreign oil imports, you don't have a secure economy. So we must move away from that. Not only can we move away from that, but we can act as a model for other countries to see that in fact sustainable energy is a reality, it's something that can be achieved. And given the small size of Dominica and our limited resources and our peculiar position, we can achieve this. And just a quick note, we like to think of Dominica as a great big nation. But in reality, we're 70,000 people, a really small economy. We're really a small department in a mid-sized company. So we have to start thinking at least on this concept so we can think of new innovative ways, things that an entrepreneurial company can do, things like that. Dominica as a small entrepreneurial country can do that. So sustainable energy is one of those things that we must address to do this. Wind power, we know we have the trade winds that blow 24/7, 365 days across the middle of the island's backbone. We can put wind turbines up there. They're inconspicuous. They're not going to be aesthetic deterioration, so we don't have to worry about that. Wind energy is becoming very, very cheap. In fact, it's the second leading cause of source of energy manufacture in the United States. It's cheap, it's competitive, and the United States is moving towards that. And I think we should be ahead of them, beat them to that game. So we must think about these things, put these concepts in place, develop our intellectual capital. Thanks.
We're going to be using the capital from the venture fund to start a processing plant that is powered by local sustainable energy that will provide local snack foods, for example, dashing pies and banana chips, that is attractive to the general public and creates jobs and a constant market for the farms at a price that is universally competitive with current imports for customers who are willing to trade additives and unhealthy snacks that are chemically enhanced for taste to get organic, healthy, natural snacks that are, you know, healthy for you, organic, and promote your well-being.
Basically what we have here is a Dominica-based airline. A lot of us here as Dominicans know how difficult it is when we're traveling. We have to end up overnighting in Antigua, overnighting in Barbados, getting stuck in San Juan. When we get to San Juan at a certain time, we have to wait until the next day to catch our flight. What we're proposing is a prime objective is to provide a cargo-based service to and from Dominica to the other Caribbean islands. Our goals are planned in 2 phases. The first will be to develop an inter-island cargo and passenger service to facilitate with the airports. And the second will be to expand into the area of passenger transport operating on the same route structure. Efficient, well-maintained aircraft will provide a cost-effective operation along with high utilization in order to maximize the ownership purpose. It will be therefore vital to establish a realistic schedule based on traffic demands. We strongly believe that a quality cargo and passenger service serving the Caribbean community, including Dominica, has long been neglected. The period has come when nature's best will definitely provide that kind of opportunity that will avoid us having to get stuck in San Juan, get stuck in Barbados, or bags getting lost. What we're planning actually is to provide direct routing. Dominica, St. Thomas, Dominica, San Juan, Dominica, Tortola, Dominica, St. Croix, Dominica, St. Vincent, Dominica, that kind of thing. And with that kind of proposal, I think that Dominica has long been waiting for this, and we should embrace it. Thank you.
Let me quickly say that what we want to do is for folks who are interested in the capitalization, that is getting the money, getting the contacts, putting the resources behind H Island's best. Do not leave before you meet with Mr. Frankie Town, Captain Passad, Captain Town, Captain Passad, both pilots who work in this project. And that goes for every other item that comes up. When the person presents, make sure you keep their name and you meet them in the corridor and you get together with them, because as I said, if the words are not followed by action, we shall not accomplish what we in fact desire. Please.
Thanks, Gabriel. Okay, at this time we're going to ask Dr. Asara to come and summarize what we did today. I know there was a lot that we generated, and how do we put all of this together? And he's going to try to wrap that up for us very quickly. We have the last part of the events today, and I think the folks are ready for that, so as he wraps up, and then we'll just get moving in that area. Thank you.
Well, thank you for participating. This is part of a large, like an 8-day program over 2 or 3 months of how we do business. Like, for instance, I'm going back to Washington tomorrow, and we've taken a large company up there, name unmentioned, they make airplanes. From their technology to business plans are being funded next Tuesday in an 8-day period over since October to now. So we apologize for hurrying you through this process, but there's one thing we have to do today. You have to help us. We've got some cards. What we'd like you to do is to give some feedbacks, what you like about the idea, how can you help, your name and email for the ideas that you like. It doesn't have to be, you can do 2 or 3 cards. And that's where we can follow up and do some summary and get you into the businesses. We think all these ideas should end up in a commercial business. That's the most sustainable way we know of moving the idea forward. So if you're interested in being a stakeholder, shareholder, or just participating as a worker in those businesses, please fill out those cards and we'll get back to you. So if you 2 or 3 cards per person. We have many cards.
Yeah, I would just like to ask 2 things of you. One, there's a survey about the symposium. We would appreciate feedback. I know we didn't cover everything. We had very tight schedules and try to be as objective as possible so that the next time around we'll have a greater survey. No, not survey, sorry, symposium. There's a tentative date for the next symposium. I just want to bring that to the table so everyone will be aware of that and probably plan around that date. It's scheduled to be held in Dominica around October, late October, which is around Independence Creole Festival time. So we could wrap a little party in with some serious issues. So I want you to keep that in mind. So if you're making any travel plans for next year, next October. So that is the date. And you'll get more information on that. We need your contact information. We desperately need that. We need to get all the information you guys came up with so that we'll filter that back and get in touch with the team leaders to start to structure a business plan. We've had some great ideas and we want to see it move to the next level. And you will be getting feedback on where we are and what what steps are being taken, and even asking for your participation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now there's something that I would like to say, and that is to keep the momentum going and to ensure that this in fact succeeds beyond our wildest dreams, and it already has. I need 2 more volunteers. Can I get 2 hands of people or artists will you volunteer to take names of people who would like to join the Academy of Arts and Sciences and the foundation in that, so we can continue the effort. What's your name, ma'am? Prissy? Prissy is right here. She's very good looking also. Prissy. And she has a pad. But she's going to take those names down. Aura, can you stand up? Aura's going to take the names down, take the names, addresses, phone numbers. I need 2 more volunteers. 2 more volunteers. Any volunteers to take names on this side? Is anybody willing to volunteer on this side? Okay, Valder, can you stand up so you can be identified? And we need 1 more volunteer on this side to take names. Esther, okay, Esther, can you stand up and just begin to work the room slowly? At this point in time, I'm going to call on
Secondly, we need to collect the cards. So if you can, also we know people have business cards out there too, so you can hand your business card in at the same time. We're trying to get one database of all the tremendous skills we have here. So please try to contribute.
And finally, we're going to ask by acclamation. We're going to ask by acclamation your support for 3 main points that we would like to make to our government in Dominica. And we're not going to count the votes, we're just going to ask by acclamation. Number 1, the first point is, be it resolved, and can I get some quiet, because there's nothing more serious than this that we are trying to address today, and it's the essence of democracy. That be it resolved that as of today, December 8th, 2001, the Dominican diaspora demands of our government that Dominicans overseas be allowed to vote in national elections. Yes or no? And we will send the declaration to that effect. The second is that be it resolved, the 8th day of December 2001, and this is going to be the Brooklyn Declaration, that the passport program, which has resulted in Dominicans wishing to travel to Canada, being now faced with visa restrictions because we've sold our citizenship for a mess of pottage, be it resolved, therefore, that the passport program immediately cease. And the third plank of the Brooklyn Declaration, be it resolved. Can I have your attention, please? Can I have your attention, please? Let's think about this seriously. Because we've been conditioned by 500 years to think that all solutions to all problems will come about when we see a gallant knight riding a gallant steed, galloping down, coming to save the day. Anybody else but us. So be it resolved the 8th day of December 2001, that the government of Dominica, in collaboration with its National Development Corporation and other state bodies, immediately provide each and every Dominican investor from the diaspora the same terms and conditions as foreign investors coming into Dominica. Brothers and sisters, if we're allowed to vote, if we're allowed the same rights to invest in our own country as others are allowed to invest, and if we can protect our citizenship so that we have respect in the family of nations, I believe that what we did today would not have been in vain. And so I want to thank you again, and before
we move into the cultural part of the program, I know that there are others who would like to speak on the matter of the raffle and the artwork that our distinguished artist. Where's Dave Wilson? Dave Wilson, turn around, Dave. Look at this handsome gentleman. Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Wilson. Dave Wilson has been in art for about 30 years. I will not say 40. That means I will date the man. And his work is on display on the stage. Look at it. Look at it. Picasso could not do better. Neither could Gauguin. He has it. And so now at this point in time, I now call Ms. Shirley Allen to the microphone to talk about how we do this. Shirley?
Okay, first of all, work and no play makes Jack a very dull boy. And we have worked and worked and worked today. So now it's time for some play, some action. But first of all, we have to continue the business of the raffle. You have not responded too well to my call. We still have the raffle, and we still have lots of tickets. So please, check us out with the, and I'm sorry, it's a beautiful piece of art. Yeah, and let me call Mr. Wilson, because I myself cannot do that job. He's the man who did it. He used to explain his work.
This is a scene. The style I call anthropomorphic perception is using inanimate objects to create human form. I have chosen this image because it not only represents the hometown that I shared with Rosie Douglas, Portsmouth. Anyone looking at this scene will see Portsmouth in there. From a distance, you will see the spirit of the night. When you come up closely, you will see Portsmouth Harbor. It is two images in one. Portsmouth Harbor and a lady. Okay? As I said, I call this technique anthropomorphic perception. And I'll tell you where the idea comes. You look at the map of Dominica and you will see something else. You see Dominica and you'll also see the Cicero Para. Our neighboring island, Guadeloupe, you will see a butterfly. And that's where it started. Looking at one image and seeing multiple. This is the image.
Now
And ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say thank you again, Shirley. I just was provided with this that you've never maybe seen. I'm going to ask that you be very, very careful with this because, you know, it's precious. How many people know that about 3, 4, 5 years ago that our national flagship of industry, DCP, was bought over by Colgate-Palmolive? How many of you know that Colgate-Palmolive immediately moved to take off from the list of marketed products the Refresh line of soaps? How many people know that that product line brought in about 40% of the income base of DCP? How many of you know that you cannot buy Refresh in the United States of America unless you bring it in a grip? How many of you know that as... Because it's entering somewhere else, and I'll tell you why. How many of you know that right now, DCP under Colgate-Palmolive is on its last legs and may soon close up shop? Okay, fact of the matter is, we are survivors and we are going to succeed. I have in my hand, I'm going to have you know that when I ask that we pass and you smell it, don't keep it because it's going to be auctioned. It's a new product line out of the village of Granby. I have never smelled soap so sweet. And it's all coming to you live and direct from the Commonwealth of. So folks, I'm going to start the bidding at $1. And you raise your hand and tell me, pass this along so you can smell it, you know, I'm telling the truth. Your brother is telling the truth. $1 for one soap. Yes, sweet soap. Anything else? $5? $5.50? That's the soap. $6? Right here, what do we have? $7? $7? $10? $10? $15? $15 going once? $15 going twice? $20? $20. Over here, $20? $20 going once? $20 going twice? $20 going, gone. $25? $25. Okay, the first bar has just gone to former police detective, our own Kojak, no less a person than the famous Harry Serial of New York. Come up. I have, how many more bars of soap do I have? I have, yes, Mr. Serial. I have one more bar starting at $1. $1 going once, $5. $5 going once. $7. $7 going once. $10 going once. $10 going once. $10 going twice. $10 gone. And we have the one and only former national World Duet Queen from Granby, no less a person than a sister, of course, but it's past her. Where's that soul? Let's get that soul back. Her sister was the queen. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, quickly, we have just been told that there's been a major discovery. The major discovery is that we actually have 8 more bars of soap. Dominica's new product line, which will sweep the market soon, number 3 bar of soap, $1. $1 going once? $5. $5 going once? $5. $10? Mr. Wilson? $6 going once? $7. $8 once? $8 twice? $8 there is so much time. Please come with your money. And so back. Ladies and gentlemen, we now have, and what I'm going to do Anybody else willing to get a bonus? Anybody else willing to get a bonus bar of soap? And we have 5 willing to pay, because we have time constraints. Everybody willing to pay $6 for this special historical memento of the first Dominica Unity Conference. Please come up. The first 5 people willing to pay $6. Please line up to my left. Please line up to my left. I have their Wilson. $6. $6. Only $6. Only $6. Only $6. Only $6. Gotta have the money though.
I had to go with one of these. I had to go.
Okay. Now the last thing I was given, another major discovery. Lying beneath a gum red tree in the heights of Dominica was found this plaque. Someone thinks it was in fact designed by the hands of God. I have my doubts about it. The bidding price for this work of art in local Gambia is $225 EC, which translates to $150 US. And we take plastic also. $150 US dollars. $150 US dollars. $100 US dollars. $100 US dollars. $100 US dollars. How low can we go? How low can we go? Well, I'll tell you what we will do. We will go ahead and put this into the raffle basket right now because we cannot outbid ourselves. At this time, I call to the microphone Cheryl Allen, Executive Secretary of the Rosie Douglas Foundation, to give a vote of thanks. Cheryl.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have done the extraordinary. Ladies and gentlemen, we have done what others have thought was impossible in cyberspace. Ladies and gentlemen, we have redeemed our people's hope for prosperity and a bright future. At this time, I would like to thank the following persons and organizations which without their help, this symposium would have been impossible. Obviously, I can't mention everybody, so I'll say that I thank each and every one of you for being here today. But I'd like to make specific mention of the Dominica Academy of Arts and Sciences, the State University of New York at Plattsburgh, and in particular Dr. Donald Peters, the National Commission on Development Bank, Roy Casey and New Image Business Systems, Royalty Band, who is a new band, our own band, who we have to support, INAG, for going to grace us with a lovely voice, RDF who have worked tirelessly, many weeks without sleep, many spouses being cranky. Look, we have some representation of there. We want to make specific mention also of Tracy Flowers and Kathy and Allen from Gabriel Christian's office, who've had to put up with Gabriel through all of this. John Christian and Gillian Fountain for putting up with the other members of RDF when we intrude on their time. Truly, we had to take negotiating skills. Afinia and myself used to have to pamper these ladies to allow us access. All members of the panelists, our distinguished panelists, dignitaries who have come from near and far, we're so pleased that you took time to be here today. All the people traveling from Dominica, we knew you had to go the extra mile, but you believed in what we were doing. You believed that we could make a difference, and you made it here today. We are so happy that you made it here today. We want to thank Valda mission officers in America and wherever we are in the diaspora, Unitravel Cruise and Tours, National Commercial Bank of Dominica, and just as a side note, they're going to be the bank officials outside taking applications for credit cards, deposits, and all of the bank services. And Mary Clark, who's a provider of CDs, keyrings, and all of the Dominica paraphernalia. Sensei.com and Mr. Earl Lawrence, Nature Isle Products, Caribbean Supplies, who've come up with a wonderful website where we can get all of the products that we want from the Caribbean. Forecasting Press and Gabriel J. Christine and Associates, Benja Simmons and Agro Processing, Dave Wilson, our painter and sculptor, who's volunteered and gave us free of charge the items, the piece of artwork. Nature's Best Air, Gifters John, who's an author in our midst, New Image Business Systems. Make sure you stop by their booth to support their efforts. They've come a long way. They've put a lot on the line. We also want to make mention of the dignitaries that took time off their busy schedules and came to share this moment with us. Ms. Eunice Clark, City Councilwoman, Ambassador Dennis Antoine of Grenada to the U.S., Ambassador Swinburne Lestrade, who's our very own in Washington, D.C., Mrs. Parlon, the General Counsel, Consul General, Ambassador Simon Richards, Ambassador to the United Nations, Honorable Vince Henderson, Minister of Agriculture, Honorable Ruza Scarrett, Minister of Education and Sports, Mr. Emmanuel Nansen, Special Assistant to the Prime Minister, Mr. Clyde Griffith, who is the Chief of Staff from Congressman Major Owen's office in New York, Chancellor O'Brien, Gregory O'Brien from the University of New Orleans, he had to leave early today, Ms. Zilpha Theodore, who is the Vice Consul in our mission here in New York, Mr. Steve Johnson, Deputy Director of Tourism for North America, Dr. Shimon Savre from Pinchot.com, who provided his expertise. If we as a people go forth to implement the initiatives that we've decided upon today, we shall overcome our temporary difficulties. I have no doubt about that. God bless you. Thank you for being here. God bless Dominica, and the struggle continues.
We have a short statement from the RDF chapter in Canada, Artinia Benjamin. Artinia, quickly.
Good evening. Greetings from the RDF in Toronto. We are glad to be here. Frances, Del Sol, Owen, Andrea, and myself. We are here for the RDF. And our primary focus from the RDF in Toronto will be education. We would like to tap into all the resources that Dominica have out there in the diaspora. And our names and email addresses are circulated. So thank you again for coming. And please keep in contact with us. And we will try to do what best we can to promote Dominica in every aspect.
We have here from our mission, our High Commissioner's Office in Canada, the brief statement from Ms. Charlene Schleifer. Ms. Schleifer, quickly.
Thank you. I just want to tell you a little bit about the visa restrictions imposed on Dominica and Grenada on Tuesday. I believe it was on Monday afternoon that Canada and the United States signed some form of agreement on common security priorities, and one of the major ones were, I want to say, the visitors' visa policy review. And I guess they've been working on this for a while because they had informed Dominica of the possibility of issuing visa restrictions on us because of the economic citizenship program, and I guess concerns that have been brought up because of the economic citizenship program. So on Tuesday at 12 midday, an announcement came from the Minister of Immigration of Canada informing that visa restrictions had been imposed on 8 countries, including 2 Caribbean countries, namely Dominica and Grenada, and the reasons being in the face of irregular immigration due to the economic citizenship programs. At least that's what they have announced. We had only 12 hours notice, and the visa restrictions went into force at midnight and 1 minute, I want to say Wednesday morning. So we had only 12 hours notice. all our students in Canada who do have, I think it's called student authorization in their passports, even with that, they still now need to send their passports to Trinidad to get special student visas, because now we will be requiring visas to enter Canada. The decision, they said, is not reversible unless we can recall every one of the passports out there, basically. So I just wanted to inform you that that is in force. Visa application forms can be obtained from any Canadian consulate all over. Outside of Canada, no one in Canada can do it in Canada. You have to exit and apply for a visa to be able to re-enter, and all our students who have to send their applications to Trinidad. Families, I believe, can get visas for $400, including the full application form, bank statements, property statements, so on and so forth. Single entry visa, $75, double entry or multiple entries, I believe $150. So this is our newest challenge. I just wanted to let you know, and good luck.
She didn't say, but I assume that you're going to help us, Ms. Shanklin. You're going to help us?
Well, I've been working on this for about 1 year now. I will continue to work on it. I'll be there.
All right, as long as she's going to help us, I think we'll succeed. Now, Mr. Correa, before we go to the cultural part of the program, Mr. Correa, can you quickly identify yourself and tell us why you wanted this big moment?
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Randy Ian Correa, and I'm involved in the capitalization of human economic value. This afternoon, rather from the morning, we heard that we are full of relationship capital, academic capital, and we're not lacking in intelligence capital. We have various types of asset. For example, the dynamic relationship of Mr. Christian is an asset, but there are inherent risks that we all face. We have heard of the Ford Foundation. They have a lot of money. You go to the hospitals and you see pavilions donated by Schwartz or Cohen, etc. There are different mechanisms that could be used to create money, which is what I'm involved in professionally. My training is in business administration and accounting, and I'm involved in, I work with money and in money. This foundation here, we cannot afford to end in 10 years or 15 years. This is something we need to be everlasting. And to sustain it, it will need capital. And we need to find ways to create capital. You can contact me by picking up one of my brochures. I have a table over there with my business cards, and discuss with me how you can help finance such a foundation. And I thank you.
The Deputy High Commissioner of Dominica to the United Kingdom and the European Economic Community, the EU, the European Union, would like to have a few brief remarks. Ms. Deborah Deja, who flew all the way from London last night to be with us today.
Thank you, Gable. I congratulate everyone who worked on this project today. It was an incredible success, I must say. Very happy to be here, very privileged to be in the company of so many distinguished Dominicans. I'm really thrilled. We are trying to do some very good things out in London. We are building our database of Dominicans. Quite much of what's going on up here, we're trying to do the same thing in London for the United Kingdom as well as Greater Europe. And it's very exciting work, and people are getting energized over there, and it's very good to be there to do that. One of the things that we've done in just the past few weeks, we've sent down 10,000 exercise books to Dominica for children, and we're working on different projects. One of the projects we're also working on is the Rosie Douglas maquette, which the maquette has been done, but then the statue or the sculpture will be going to Dominica in due course, I believe within the next year, and it's something that I'm very happy to work with. And we are, as I said, trying to pull all of our resources, and that's quite exciting. And I thank you, and I wish everyone great success in all the things that we're doing here today, and a safe journey home. Thank you.
And now, at this point in time, I'd just like to know that once the cultural show is over, do not forget to get your cultural, your Christmas ornaments and the other Dominican products outside. You've got satchels. Make sure you do those purchases before you leave. At this point in time, I believe the raffle is ready. The raffle? Okay, when is the raffle going to be? You want to sell some more tickets? You got? Okay. Now, what we have to do then is go into the cultural panel of the show. The band, are you ready? If the band is ready, then let's roll.
Okay, while the band is ready, I want to read my love story to Dominic.
This song wrote tonight.